I remember when I started making videos for YouTube. I was 13 and had a huge fascination for anime and IMVs, so I decided to make my own. I started to make IMVs on Movie Maker and had plenty of fun. I was alone majority of the time, so that was the perfect hobby I could find that joined two things I love, music and anime. After years of not uploading, thanks to my computer being broken and not having one for 2 years, I decided to come back to YouTube in 2019. I didn't know why at first, but then I realized that one of the biggest things that motivated me to start my channel again was the community itself. I started to engage with it on Twitter and even became part of an Anituber server on Discord, and that motivated me to revive my channel again. Everyone was very welcoming, and even if some of them were eccentric and a bit weird, that's what made them them, and I couldn't be happier for making part of such a wide and varied community when it came to the people that were in it. After watching episode 7 of Trash Taste Podcast, I couldn't help but not agree with what they were saying at all. I can agree with some things, but others just didn't make sense to me. Everyone is entitled of their own opinion, and I'm not here to attack anyone. I just simply disagree with some of the things that were said in that podcast. I believe the smaller Anitubers in the community aren't just a circle that make videos for each other. They thrive to grow and reach a bigger audience so more people can watch them and see what they're passionate about. It's really hard to keep up with a community as big as this one, but it's good to know that you have people there for you. It doesn't matter if you're big or small, you always have people there to support you. Sometimes I don't agree with some attitudes or things that are said in the community, but at the end of the day, we are all just people who like anime and make videos about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has the right to have their chance at becoming someone with a big following, especially when you share your passions and are honest about yourself. Everyone needs to start somewhere, and people were small one day. No one woke up with 1 million subscribers without starting with 100 or less. It takes time and effort to get to that point, and there's even people who just do anything for fun and don't even care about subs. There's a group of Anitubers who did a podcast about this episode of Trash Taste, so I'll leave the link down below so you can check it out, since I really enjoyed what they talked about. I'm an Anituber because it's my passion, and it's what I like to do. I like to be involved in the community, and I like to share what I think about anime to everyone who wants to see it. For me, that's what it means to be an Anituber. To do what you love and share your passions and opinions about anime. Doesn't matter if you're big or small. If you make anime-related videos, you are part of the Anitube community and will always have people there to support you. I made friends I didn't even imagine I'd have, and I'm really grateful for them. The community can be bitter sometimes, but what community isn't? Now that I've talked about my opinion, it's time to hear other content creators who wanted to share their opinion and meaning on what it means to be an Anituber. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoy.
What does it mean to be an Anituber? This is a question I've had a hard time answering because there are so many different types now. We're becoming as diverse as any community out there, and the splintering into these different factions is part of that identity. But if I had to describe what being an Anituber and Anitube is in general, then I would say being an Anituber means being some of the most passionate and outspoken members of the anime community at large. It's about the emotion we try to evoke, the moments that make us stand to our feet and collectively celebrate, the things that bring us to our knees and envelop us in a profound sadness. Of sharing my passion with the world when for so much of my life I was treated differently for loving something. And more than that, it's about spreading the love that we all have for this beautiful medium, one that speaks to me on the deepest levels of my very being. To me, that's what it means to be an Anituber.
Let me just start off by saying that the Anitube community isn't perfect, but it still helped me personally quite a bit. I started making videos August 29th, 2019, and after a couple of months I was thinking of quitting since I was getting quite bored of it. At this point I wasn't part of any communities, but YouTube was still the only place I could just talk into the void, and there was a chance of someone hearing it. That is when I changed up my content, deleted my old videos, and actively tried to go against my socially awkward self and join some communities. My first Anitube friend I made was GraceVV when we started working on my Bakuman video. Then Genkotaku retweeted my tweet and helped me get to 50 subs, with Pokestel being exactly the 50th sub. These are just some memories I have that helped me out massively, and the way this community accepted me made me feel more comfortable in my personal life as well. I could talk about this for days and days, but I remember tweeting something about it back in May, so here is my tweet talking about all of it concisely. I was pretty drunk when I wrote this, remember that. And now, allow me to repeat myself here for the end. This community isn't perfect, but it truly is amazing.
Hey, I'm the Student Ambassador, and I am an Anituber. What does it mean for me to be an Anituber? Honestly, the reason I started making Anitube videos specifically is because of one of my best friends. He told me that I should start making YouTube videos. And I was like, well, you know, I've been thinking about it. And he was like, no, you're gonna start making them. And so he was like, here, I have this microphone that I don't use, and it's really good. I'll send it to you, and you write a script. And when you write the script, I'll send you the microphone. I was like, okay, deal. So I wrote a script for the first video I ever made. Didn't edit that script. I wrote it down in a little spiral bound notebook, and I just read it and I edited it. I didn't know how to edit. I put the whole movie, because it was a Ponyo video, I put the entire movie in the timeline and cut it up that way. It was a nightmare to edit. I didn't consider myself an anime YouTuber till a year after, when I started actually making, not consistent videos, but when I started focusing on the content I was making. That's when I took it more seriously, I guess, which I still do take it seriously, I just, not as much time anymore. It sucks. I wanted to make original content, right? Like, I didn't want to be another Digibro, or another Anime Man, or another Gigic, right? I wanted to make stuff that was my own, and so the more I got into Anitube, the more I started watching other Anitubers, and I started like seeing what all you could do with the anime footage and how you can make a video about anime that is original. And so I started trying to do that, and I think that's really helped me creatively. Now, as Anitube, as a community, I think there are, like, with any community, there's issues. You know, I think it can be cliquish, but I mean, there's very few communities that aren't. So I've just talked for a long time about nothing. I just kept going in circles and didn't know what I was going to talk about. So I'll just kind of summarize my thoughts, I guess. Anitube is a lot of different things. And to boil it down to just like a couple different things is really missing the forest for the trees. There's a lot of good in Anitube, and I am so happy that I'm a part of it. And I hope others will also join and won't be discouraged by some things that people might say. Anitube is not what other people make it. It's what you make it. So make it the best thing you can. Just make the best content that you can. And that's all anybody can ask of you. I love Anitube. It's a great place to be. So yeah, thank you for having me on this video, Gabby.
Hello everyone, I am Adim from the channel Adimplore. Back when I firstly started to get active in online forums about anime wasn't as accepted as a medium. Nobody I knew in real life really enjoyed anime outside very superficially. So to me, being an Anituber is the most universal way of expressing my life's biggest passions with a wide number of people. It is a place I can find and be found by other people who share my dreams and passion. Surrounded by people who have succeeded on their journeys and people who like stuff I like just as much. Being an Anituber is not as easy as people give it the thought of. All the nights and days I've been spending on creating videos are hard, but also a good means of escape from loneliness and just having a passion in life, a hobby. Being an Anituber has given me a platform for me to develop my abilities to create a form of escapism from the hard reality, and most importantly of all, a place to meet great people. I am extremely glad I started to make YouTube videos. I am happy I met a lot of great people that share my passion, but also happy I am able to talk about it in a video like this. Thank you.
Howdy everyone, I am Seth the Sin, and thank you for having me on Gabby. What it means to be an Anituber is a difficult question to answer, so I'll go back to the start. I started making videos in April 2018, but didn't really commit proper to YouTube till January of 2019. And although at first I did enjoy making videos, I will honestly say my initial motivation was to monetize and make money. However, after really committing to YouTube and getting my first few subs, my reason for making videos shifted purely to passion. As well, being an Anituber lets me share my ideas to people who want to listen to them and allows me to discuss things that I love with other people. And that latter point is mainly down to the community. Though I'm kind of new to the Anituber community compared to how long I've been making videos on anime, it doesn't change the fact that I love the community. Mainly through Twitter, I have met countless amazing people and fellow content creators, and although I was still passionate for YouTube before, meeting all these amazing people really boosted my passion even further. And as a result of the amazing Anituber community, I have even been able to collab with great people like The Heavenly Weeb, Eddie Hates Anime and Pokesal. Something I would have thought crazy even just a few months back, as honestly I'm rather nervous about collabs and whatnot, so again it is crazy to think I've collabed with such amazing people. However, beyond just collabs and content creation, the community has just been plain fun. I've been able to bounce video ideas off people, chat about my favourite series and so much more, and have been able to turn to people for advice and help with this whole YouTubing stick, which has been nothing but heartwarming. Also the fact that a larger creator like The Masked Man shouted me out, and at the time a less than 200 sub channel, fills me nothing but respect for this community, and I hope one day when I am a larger channel I'll be able to illuminate smaller channels in the same way Masked Man did for mine. So what does it mean to be an Anituber? To me it means I can talk about what I like, why I like them, and explore fictional characters and series in a thematic and analytical sense to an audience that will not only listen to me but also discuss with me. Comments are my favourite thing about YouTube for this very reason. They're a chance for interaction between me and my viewers and a chance for discussion. As well, I like having my work and effort recognised and appreciated, and for that to then lead to discussion. And if not for all this, my passion for making videos may well have diminished. So there you go, that's what being an Anituber means to me, and thanks again for having me on. It's been a blast.
Hi, I'm What If Universe, and I'm an Anituber. I do what if scenarios revolving around anime, and it's a pretty interesting niche that is lodged in the Anituber community that a lot of people don't actually know about. So I guess I'll talk about this genre in particular and what I think it means to be a part of this specific niche in Anitubing, because it's kind of weird and it's a little hard to explain. So with what ifs, I think what's important to note is that try not to be lazy with what you're doing, put effort into your stories and everything that you're doing. And I noticed that there's a lot of smaller channels and even larger ones popping up that basically just slap a thumbnail, just record audio, and that's literally all they do. They don't try putting out their effort, they don't even try to clean their audio sometimes. They're just really lazy. They don't even script a lot of the times. It's not that I hit people for not scripting things. I hit people on for not making good stories by being scriptless, And people have hit me on that before with my rapid fire what ifs and other content that I like to do that relates to that. I think one other important thing Anitubers should do in general is to look for niches like this that exist, because while we might not necessarily be creating content that you are doing, we are still an integral part to Anitubing as a whole, and it's not a bad idea to try to reach out to us. Sure, we do different types of content, but I do think we do cross over in general as far as the fact that we all love anime and the fact that we can respect each other for what we do in Anitubing. Anyways, I think that ends my segment here. Where I'm going to end this off here, I'm just going to say thank you, Gabriella, for having me on, and I'm sure she's going to put all the channels in the description so you can check mine out if what if anime scenarios interest you at all. And as always, in What If Universe, there are endless possibilities.
Don't forget to check my social media and everyone else's channels down below. Join my Discord server if you'd like, and I'll see you all next week.